Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Alpaca Comedy Club. You have signed a legally binding contract to laugh at the show that I've prepared for you. But here's the catch. I'm German. I can't be funny. It's just physically impossible for me. But as it so happens, as a German, I'm also good at making other people do my stupid, dirty work. So, what I have done for you all, my dear cafe guests, is that I have invited a plethora of Vtubers who are actually funny and who will be performing for you today on this fine comedy night. And also, Eastfade, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. And yes, without further ado, let me introduce the first jokester of the evening. Yats Moogie, the moon rabbit magician, who already looks and talks like a clown, so I think this is a pretty good fit. And yeah, I'm gonna be scampering off the stage and leave the spotlight in Yats Moogie's capable hands. There we go.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. I just got off of work. First, I'd like to thank everyone for letting me get up on stage tonight to perform. Fecko, as you may know, is my VTuber sibling. I'm a rabbit. He's an alpaca butler. So when he asked me to come up on stage tonight, I of course told him, I'll pack my bags right away. We've got a great set for you today, folks. So, anyway, I live on the moon. It's really nice there, but don't bother trying to move here. We're full. Tomorrow we'll be waning gibbous. It's quite the trip to get over here, though. And speaking of trip, did you know I grow mushrooms? It's a hobby of mine, but really, I find them quite fascinating and tasty. So I take them with me everywhere I go. Now, to my surprise, the TSA does not take too kindly to this quirk of mine. So I'm walking past the airport security checkpoint, and they start patting me down, asking me to empty my pockets. So I start pulling out some of my mushroom, and this guy starts mean mugging me. I look at him and say, Listen, they're edible. He squints and starts frowning at me. And I tell him, Don't worry, I grew them myself. They're magic. He puts his hands down my pants, and I says to him, That's no mushroom, that's my peanut. Bingo.
Oh,
So
what
let's
the
talk about video games. Did anyone here get to play the Elden Ring DLC? Well, I still haven't played it. I played Elden Ring, like, I don't know, 5 years ago. Does anyone even make full games anymore? Turns out you don't have to. People are still gonna buy them. You'll have role playing games where the only role you're playing is bug tester, and you're not even getting paid for it. They'll just kindly ask you to submit a bug report the seventh time your game crashes. A little box pops up like, Oops, did something go wrong? Yeah, something went wrong. I paid $60 for a piece of crap that doesn't work. Imagine 20 years ago. Remember playing Mario Brothers 2? Nah, bitch. You were playtesting Doki Doki Panic, and you can't play as Luigi. He's DLC. Does Nintendo even make new games anymore? Oh, yeah, Thousand Year Door? That game's 1,000 years old. When I played Thousand Year Door, I was still pissing my pants. When I played Thousand Year Door, I was still pee-peeing my pantaloons. I was somewhere in my 40s. Uh-oh. Speaking of which, my 40s is when I met my current girlfriend. And before you ask, yes, it's going great. I like to say my girl is a lot like Discord, the popular gaming web chat app. You may have heard of it. How is she like Discord, you may ask? Well, first off, she keeps asking me for money for stupid shit. If I wanted some shitty bubbles on my PFP, I could have just drawn some in myself. Second, unbeknownst to me, she keeps a record of all of my saved images. What? Third, every other week, she gets a little bit worse. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, wait, that's actually Skype. My relationship's falling apart. That's why I just tell everyone I'm single. It's good to plan ahead, you know. Anyway, I'm running short on time, so I wanted to talk about my last gig. I was hired to be one of those sushi plates, you know, the kind where you're butt ass naked with sushi on top of you. What do they call those? Does anybody know? Does anybody in the audience know what that's called?
Nyotai Mori.
Becco?
Yeah, I think it's just sushi plate, right?
No, there's a name. There's a
Nyotai
name for
Mori.
the nude sushi plate people.
Called Nyotai
Do you not
Mori.
know? I'll Google it. One
Wait,
second.
can no one hear me?
Mori. Yeah, Nyotai Mori.
Nyatai
Hello?
Mori. Ain't that a VTuber? Jesus, Japaneses. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. So I'm lying down face up with cold fish and rice all over me, wondering when the hell all the guests are going to start eating. Because it's pretty uncomfortable. I mean, I got this mix of like tuna and shiitake rolled up with some avocado, but none of the guests wanted to eat the sushi on me. I was starting to get a little bit self-conscious. Like, what the hell is wrong with me? Am I not appetizing enough? I'm sorry. I thought it was a prey animal. Bing bong. Anyway, I'm starting to lose my patience, so I call out, y'all just gonna sit there and yap all day, or are you just gonna start eating before this fish starts growing legs and walking on land? So, begrudgingly, you know, I'm surrounded by chopsticks. There's people stripping off my sushi chain link armor. And I see a lady gunning for a piece of shiitake that fell near my crotch. And that's when I said, "Lady, that's no mushroom! That's my penis! Bingo!" That's my callback joke. All right, well, you've been a lovely audience. I want to thank the 3 hours of sleep I got yesterday that convinced me this was a good idea. And I want to thank Fecco for paying me 77 USD for performing tonight. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see myself out.
I don't know what to do.
Jetzt Mugi, everybody. Thank you very much. Yeah. By the way, all performances are completely unpaid. Yeah. What can I say? I think that performance really spoke for itself. And yeah, I really like the callback to, you know, the penis joke, having the same penis joke twice. Really a double deal right there. Yep. All right. Then for the next performer, we are having a very talented punk rock VTuber called Kurabo Naito. But is this a nightclub gonna be able to also outshine everyone else here at the comedy night? We're gonna have to wait and see if you know, stage performances from the punk rock concert translate very well to a very good comedy routine. So without further ado, here's our next performer, Kurabo Naito. Give it up, everybody. You're muted, by the way.
I know. Oh shit. Ah crap. How am I supposed to compete with the goddamn rabbit, man? Like alright. So hi everyone. Great to see you all here. So I've been living in a foreign country for the past few months, right? And let me tell you, it's been a great adventure. I mean, one minute you're having fun exploring with your friends, and the other minute you're trying to find out how you ended up ordering a salad in a steakhouse. So yeah. Shit, fuck, I'm so bad. Could kill me already. So there's a lot of things that goes on when you're like, stop spending the fucking. So there's a lot of things that goes on when you're like living in a foreign country, right? For example, when you go to restaurants, the only thing you know in the menu is the one with pictures on it, and only like a quarter of them have pictures, and sometimes the pictures looks like a chicken nugget that's been dipped in a rubber tire, and you're wondering if you're just ordering your next meal or if you're ordering a pet through Tesco. Um, shit. Also, Raid is here. Welcome, Acetone VT. Welcome to Cafe Feco. Thank you for the raid. Fuck me. And so when so yeah, when I was so when you're going to when you're going abroad to like when you're going abroad and you want to try going around learning the language, right? So you usually learn a few basic phrases before you go, something like hello and thank you. But the only thing I've learned there, the only one sentence that I've learned so far is how to ask for a discount. And also a few times because I went there to for studying purposes. So like in Chinese, in Chinese there's a lot of words that sound similar and a lot of words that sounds very different. But even though they have the kind of the same soundish voice. For example, I took a few extracurricular class there, and it's in Chinese, it's called a kewai, right? But I made the mistake of having it switched, so I accidentally say wai ke instead. So in case you don't know, wai ke means surgery. So sometimes when my friends ask me, "Hey, Naito, where are you going after after lunch?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to get surgery." And so yeah. Um, Also, when you go, when you go traveling and stuff, one of the most common hassle is getting on the public transport. And I mean, I love getting on the public transports, but let me tell you, the country where I was at, the public transport is horrendous. The bus driver either drives like they're a stuntman in Fast and Furious Shanghai Edition, or they're being chased by a vengeful spirit of our disappointed ancestors, wondering why we're driving a metal box instead of, farming like they used to. So, oh, shit, I'm currently running out of a joke here. I thought this was gonna be it. Um, so, uh, uh, shit. And I mean, when you're going to a different country, right? The first things you're gonna like look for is food, because it's one of the things you need to stay alive most of the time. Sometimes. So yeah, I went around trying a lot of the local foods, but uh, my favorite restaurant in which one of you? um uh uh and that completely threw me off. My ADHD is activating now. I'm just thinking about fart jokes. Uh, so what's the deal with hotel foods? Oh, shit. Uh, uh, Dude, I know this was a bad idea. So, we're living in a modern time, and nowadays there's a lot of people going around, working, 9 to 7, and an extra few overtime, so just so they can actually feed themselves. And I was wondering, right, like in these like very strict time, how do people find relationships and stuff like that? Well, for like when people ask you why are you single, there's only three types of responses you can do, right? First of all, you can say, "Oh, I'm focusing on my career," which is like a boring answer. Like, come on, you're working like a 4-hour shift on like Starbucks. Oh, like what are you gonna want to be upgraded to? Like, um, supervisor coffee maker? Uh, fuck this shit. 5 hours of Starbucks. Same shit. Shit. Why is fuck? There's another rate. Hi. Okay. I'm trying to fucking see. So like uh, and the second response you can do is like, oh, I'm not interested in looking for a relationship, which is fair most of the time. But um, for me personally, the only response that I would make, is the third response. I'm looking for a sugar mommy. A lot of people think like when you're dating, dude, this is not even a joke anymore. What the fuck am I doing?
Jesus.
I'm so bad. Like I can hear the pin drop from across the fucking ocean, and I live in Southeast Asia, fam. This place is never quiet. So, anyways, when me and my friends, when me and my friends went to a Vietnam restaurant, like as soon as they see my face, they're like, ah, an Asian, and they just straight up immediately hand me the chopsticks. And for my two friends, they're white, they're from the Europe, and for them, they immediately give them like the spoon and fork, even though one of them uses a chopstick way better than me. As soon as like they, as soon as we look down on like the utensils, she's like screaming like, what the hell? What is this? They didn't even give me like they didn't even ask if I need them. They just give it to me. What if I want to use a chopstick? So I'm like, hey, calm down, calm down. We can trade. Like, I may be Asian, but if the option is, if they give me the option, I would definitely choose spoon and fork. And so, like, um, we eat a lot of rice, and a lot of people don't really like understand that in Chinese restaurants that doesn't have a spoon and fork. When you get to the bottom of your teeny tiny rice bowl, there's a lot of like stray rice, and you're trying to pick them up. Like, what are you gonna try to pick up? Like, I think I have a better, I think I have a better chance like, picking up someone's child from the daycare than picking that rice from the bottom of the bowl. You know what I'm saying? Hey yo. Um, and also like a few times when I went, to eat by myself, there was also a few incidents because like I was like I was in a Chinese restaurant where all of the staff seems like they just straight up got shipped from China with working minimal wage in the back of the kitchen. And so like I don't know what exactly they asked me. I just ordered chicken rice, and they asked me like a lot of different stuff. Like, do you want this? Do you want that? Do you want this? And like at some point, I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Just throw in whatever. And so what I ended up is like a chicken rice and 3 different soups, which is which is okay, I suppose, because like I mean I like
Moist.
soup, but the first but the first but the once I tasted all 3 soup, I'm like, oh Jesus, I don't think this is soup. I think they're just like um they're just like squishing their like sweat filled towels onto a fucking bowl and just serve it to random people, just it's like for a fucking kitchen prank. That stuff is horrendous, and the worst part is it costs 3 times more than my chicken rice. So in the end, it is a lose-lose situation. So just in case you guys go to a Chinese restaurant, never say whatever, because it will be your worst experience ever. Um, so, uh, 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 Speaking of food, right? Like, stop fucking playing the cricket. Speaking of food, so I don't know about you guys, but my parents always force me to eat healthy, right? And they have the worst definition of eating healthy. For example, my my for example, my uncle, uh, he my uncle, right? He reads somewhere that like eating jelly is good for your digestive system, right? But he doesn't want to eat straight jelly because it's like they have like sugar in them. So instead of looking for sugar-free jelly alternatives, he straight up just eat the gelatin powder. And I'm like one of the times during family reunion, I'm like visiting because as an Asian, like not visiting a family as an Asian, not visiting the family reunion means you're either dead or you're in like a severe like 5-level security prison for your treason against not eating rice during dinner. So so I saw him, bro. What the, what the bro? And I thought my stomach was bad. That guy over there seems like he's having a worse day. So back to the gelatin discussion, right? I just see him like putting this powder in a bowl of water, and he just starts stirring it around, and he just start gulping it down. I'm like, "Hey, uncle, what is that? Like, what are you eating? That doesn't sound. That doesn't look like something edible." He's like, "Oh, this is gelatin powder in water." And I'm like, "Are you trying to make jelly?" And she's like, "No, I'm just drinking it." And I'm like, "Okay, but like, you do know that like if you put it in hot water, let it cool down, it'll still be jelly, right?" And so, yeah. Obama. Um. So, and that's just my uncle, by the way. My mom has an even worse food preference. Though it's understandable since everything she cooks is bland AF because she doesn't use any sort of seasonings at all. Because seasonings are bad for you, she said. So like when I was away for a few months in a studying in a foreign country, everyone I know is like, "Oh man, I miss my mom's cooking back home. She makes the best burrito or enchilada or or sh I love the way she consumed the bratwurst at home, something like that." Meanwhile, meanwhile, I'm like, "Bro, this is the time of my life. I'm actually having flavors in my mouth for once." You know
Hey,
what happens?
phrasing.
You know what happens when you don't eat like flavored food for like 2-3 years? I thought I got like I legit at one time I thought I got COVID because I couldn't taste anything, and then I went out and got steak, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, no, that's just home." So yeah, my mom's favorite food is chicken feet. And in case you guys don't know, chicken feet is like the most horrendous thing you can eat because there's legit nothing on it. You can't bite into it. You can't like even you can't bite into it. You can't even like taste it because the moment you try to lick whatever the hell abomination of like Chinese food that like Chinese chef that made that dish, right? They like even if you try to lick it, the chicken nails will dig into your tongue. It's like it's like it's like I genuinely feel that only two types of people enjoys chicken feet. It's either you're a masochist or you're a feet enjoyer. And
Hmm.
both is like the same level of bad for me. Because honestly, like from all the fetish in the world, right? From all the body parts you can have a fetish of. Why
Boo,
specifically
boo,
the
no
one?
kink shaming, boo.
What? Why specifically you would go for the one that touches the ground?
Boo.
Well, I can see from here who likes feet.
Hell yeah, and I'm proud of it. What you gonna do about it?
What? What I'm gonna do to you?
Oh my
Excuse me,
god.
ma'am, I'm not gonna do anything to you. I'll step away from you.
I'm just
Hell,
saying,
hell,
I
I'm
know
gonna,
who I am and all what
ma'am,
I'm all about.
ma'am,
And here
I'm gonna
you are
keep
just
my
trying
eyes,
to start
ma'am,
something
I'm
about
gonna
like with
even
all the
keep
people
my
like
eyes on you. So
feed
like
the chat. What's wrong with you, huh?
the
Streamer?
moment I turn around, ma'am, you won't suddenly like at my feet licking my soul as I'm walking away.
You're not good enough, I'm afraid. You're not good enough.
Shit, I ran out of jokes. That's all my topics. That's not gonna lie. um, Food experience. Making friends.
Tell us some jokes about COD.
What? Jokes about
Call
what?
of Duty jokes. Call of Duty jokes.
I one time I went to a game store trying to buy a Call of Duty game, you know? And I'm like, "Hey, you guys got the COD game? You know, the popular COD game?" "Oh, of course, of course. Here you go." And he gave me Fishing Simulator 24.
Not Dave the Diver, is it? Dave the Diver, your entire thing?
I mean, it's COD, so you know. Yeah,
Yeah, I like the fish, get it?
so speaking of relationships, shit, okay, how do I fucking segue into this? I hate this show so much. Why the fuck am I holding the fucking thing together? Speaking of relationship, back again to the uh uh yeah. I don't even know I'm here anymore.
If you don't have anything else, there's no need to,
So
you know.
what's the deal with sugar babies? Am I right, guys? I mean, like, okay, I want to be a sugar baby. Cause like, come on, that's like the easiest job in the entire world. Just, you're just pleasing one person, and then you get fat.
Dang.
You get fat. You you get laid, and also you get you get paraded around. As an Asian, that's like one of the things that I've never had from my parents. Someone being proud of me. Uh,
Oh my god, you really are that fan.
I was doing some research, about being a sugar baby. It's not as easy as it sounds. So most of the time, the way they want to filter out is by you sending them a full body selfie. And I'm like, whoa, 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 hold on. I want to end up as a sugar baby. I don't want to end up as an advertisement for a diet pill that doesn't work on TV. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a whole thing about what do you bring to the table? And like, what am I supposed to say? I mean, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm experienced in sitting on a chair, staring into a camera for like 3 hours, talking nonstop on ends about random stuff. I mean, I don't think that's what they're looking for, you know? Uh, so I'm gonna quit here. I'll never doing this again for the rest of my life.
Yeah, thank you very much. Clavo Naito, everybody. Be sure to visit her punk rock performances over on her stream. Thank you very much. Yeah. And for our next performer, we have a little bit of a sleepy demon who, let's just say they're always trying their best to be at the right time, at the right place. And straight from the demon realm, we have the one and only Masako Treno coming in hot. Give it up, everybody, for Masako Treno. Just a moment, please. Okay.
Whoa. It was difficult to stick the landing, but hello, welcome everyone to the wonderful Cafe Feco. I hope it's no problema that I woke up late, and I hope that Feco doesn't lament giving me the invite.
Actually, I think that's a slur for alpacas. I could be wrong.
You know, while preparing the set, I found myself laughing at the fact that my jokes, for the first time ever, have been committed to paper. So Feco thought that I was so funny that I need to kill a tree and get it involved in this project. So shout out that tree that died to make this piece of paper where I've written all my jokes. I'm sure they lived a wonderful life, provided shelter for a lot of wild animals, and is now going to be used for my quote unquote comedy. I'm sure you guys have had a lot of that tonight, and I have no doubt that you guys have been keeping good company to the other performance tonight. So, um, there are objectively worse ways the tree could have been used. I mean, um, think of this as a celebration of the dead tree that I wrote my jokes on. We honor you today, and besides that, there's a hell of a lot better of a use than, I don't know. You would hate to see this sad sap that got turned into Charmin Ultra, or God forbid, Scott Tissue. Actually, would that be worse for the tree to be used for like a rougher, cheaper, shitty toilet paper because like it hurts you to use it? Like, would that be better for the tree? or would they want your going to the restroom to be comfortable? Is that something trees want? What do trees want?
Oh my
But
god,
you
imagine
know
being
what?
blunt.
But yeah, I mean, you could roll up and smoke a tree, I suppose. Smoke trees, hashtag smoke trees. Um, but yeah, I should probably can it with the toiletry jokes. I wouldn't want to shit up this comedy stream. Folks, this year has been a crazy one. I've been unemployed for a little over a week now, and I've been looking for sources of income. But it's a shame because as a demon, people only ever want to pay me income.
Oh, I get it.
That's a demon joke. Don't put any semen in your offerings, please. Cash or card only if you can. But yeah, the MGB didn't really appreciate how I handle things. Cast first, ask questions later. You know how I do things. And things were going pretty well for the most part, but they just, the man can't let a demon get ahead. You know, it makes me miss the demon realm because back then, I had a castle, loyal subjects, the whole 9 yards. And I had this wonderful butler in the demon realm. His name was Grant, and we would always say, uh, don't take him for granted.
Ooh.
And I do miss him in the grand scheme of things.
So when you're having a private time, does he grant you your privacy?
He sure used to. Definitely. But surely, and don't call me Shirley, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And that's what I've been telling myself all week playing World of Warcraft. Do you guys play World of Warcraft? Who's any WoW heads in the chat? Yeah, WoW is a tired old joke. I mean, how much material could you get out of a dead horse, right? Well, actually, so there I was riding on my dead horse as an undead. You know how those undead roll on those dead horses. And I come across this alliance, and as we always say in the WoW biz, red equals dead. And I see this alliance. He was a dwarf hunter. He was trying to get the Songflower buff in Fellwood. And if you aren't familiar, this is a pain in the ass buff you need for a raid. So not only that, there's a short window of time where it's impossible for you to store your buff away because you just picked it up and you're in the open world. So anyone could just be a dick. And at this time, I was playing a rogue. So, I'm, stealth looking at him do this. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, they've done it to me a million times. I could just end this guy's life in one stun lock. He wouldn't be any wiser. His pet wasn't out. It was the freest honor you've ever seen. But at the last moment, he throws down a flare and he sees me. And then for a split second, we're looking, and I'm looking him in the eyes, and he's looking straight back at me. He's probably looking at his buff bar, that juicy Songflower buff. And he sees me. I was stealth, and he decides to slash sit. And that's like in WoW terms, slash sitting in front of a potential combatant. Whenever you're sitting in WoW, well, actually, it doesn't work like this anymore, I don't think, but you get a free critical hit on somebody who's sitting or slash laying on the ground. So that's like saying, do your worst. And that's, something about that display. I was like, you know what, little dwarf man, I'm gonna let you live. And as I was leaving, I get jumped on by a feral druid who was in stealth. And let that be a lesson to you. Kill that motherfucker. Kill him. It doesn't matter. Kill that motherfucker.
That's what you get.
Don't let any motherfucking alliance live ever. And that is the moral of the story. I wasn't gonna make a like social statement. I just hate the alliance. But being unemployed and playing WoW all day isn't all it's cracked up to be. For all of the great, meaningful, meaningful journey, all that stuff, all these interactions you have with these people, you got to keep in mind a lot of gamers, especially people who play WoW. You're not the days of playing an MMO and thinking, oh, this is probably some 14-year-old who doesn't know how to play the game. Absolutely not. If you're playing an MMO, especially WoW, every motherfucker in the game is some 30-something-year-old who is clueless, probably has a wife and a child. They deserve no sympathy. Not a single person in this game deserves any sympathy. There's no clueless, innocent new player. They don't exist anymore. They're all jaded 30-something-year-olds that never moved on from this bad game. And but that doesn't mean you can't have a good time. And case in point, I'm just gonna give you enough context to know what's going on. But there are these epic level dinosaurs in this place called Ungaro Crater. So these dinosaurs are called devil swords, and they are used to craft some really powerful equipment. So naturally, players are gonna gravitate to this area to try to find these rare mobs to kill them for their leather and patterns. So there I am, hunting this extremely overfarmed mob in this extremely overfarmed part of the game, riding around. This time I'm talking about Season of Discovery, and I'm playing as a troll hunter this time. So I'm on the other side. I'm afraid of the rogues this time. And I'm riding around Ungaro Crater as you do as an unemployed demon, in your room with like the Deadpool chimichanga Jack in the Box bag still on my desk. I'm looking at it right now. And I'm looking for this fucking devil sword. Hard to miss, but the thing is that Ungaro Crater has this really bad FOV. Like you can't really see past like 50 yards. So it's actually like really exciting because you never know. You could move 5 feet forward and all of a sudden a whole new world appears before your eyes, because this is an old and shitty game. And I'm turning unemployed. Hey, cherish your jobs. You don't want to live this reality. So I find a devil sword, and there I am trying to kill it. I send my pet in.
Mountain Dew and play WoW all day. Wow.
It sucks. It actually sucks. So I send in my pet, put on my serpent sting. I'm doing all my little gay little nerd shit. And I see like 6 alliance in one group. They're only looking for the big kahuna. They're only looking for King Mosh. This is the big dick King Dinosaur. Everyone wants to kill this guy because he drops this pattern that'll turn 0 gold into 1,000 gold in one day. So obviously this is a hot commodity. I don't even have epic riding, so they're zooming past me. They're zooming past me on their epic mounts, 6 deep, because that's the shit about the alliance. You never see one alliance. You only ever see fucking 6 of them in a group. You never catch a 1v1 with these fuckers. They're so pathetic, man. And there's 6 of them grouped up looking for King Mosh. They don't want to get their kill stolen. And I'm like, there's no way they're gonna find King Mosh. I've been roaming these lands for 2 hours. I don't got shit else to do. And what do I see? Fucking King Mosh. They had the timer. So I ride over there slow as fuck. After I killed my devil sword and skin him. It takes them no time flat to kill that guy, skin him, and disappear into the ether. And I'm like, wow, if only the Horde could do some things like that. Fast forward 12 hours later, the Horde has one level 45. They have like 3 or 4 level 45 standing in random spots, and I can't kill them because they're Horde. So I know they're still they're scouting for the fucker. I'm trying to kill him too. I'm just one guy though. So what do? I run over to Marshall's Refuge and I signal to the Alliance, and I guess they pick up on it, and they go out and they kill all the level 45 scouts. And then I'm like, what have I done? I'm a traitor to my people. But whenever it came time and King Mosh spawned, the Alliance group meets resistance. It's the Horde motherfucker that had all the bots set up to scout for King Mosh. So they're duking it out over King Mosh. King Mosh dies. The Alliance players got the tag. They loot him. I don't know what they had, but they couldn't skin him. It was a fucking PvP battle over the skin of this dinosaur, which, by the way, is only worth like 4 gold. So it's really just a pride thing. I guess they were upset that they killed their scouts. It was hilarious though. If you would have seen general chat, there were expletives and slurs. Like, these fuckers killed my scouts. I don't know how they found them. And guess who got the skin in the end? The one guy that wasn't in combat. Yeah, it was a real mosh pit. Fuck you, Yads. You stole my punchline. Anyways, that's all I had prepared for you today, fellas. I appreciate you guys for coming.
All right. Thank you very much. Mazuko Treno. Give it up, everybody.
How did Yatsmugi see the punchline coming, man? You killed my set.
Yatsmugi's amazing like that.
All right. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to Gamer Dads and Trees and yeah, dinosaurs, I guess. Thank you very much, Mazuko Treno. All right. And that was very educational today, and I'm afraid that all good things must come to an end. Because we are out of performers. That's right. This after all this meticulous preparation I have done ever since this idea spawned in my head, it turns out that
Why are you
VTubers are
being
not.
passive aggressive about it though?
Why wouldn't I? I don't know. It's funny,
I'm
right?
just saying you gotta
He's-
be more grateful,
He's
you know?
German. He's allowed to be passive aggressive.
That's true.
No, it's because he's German he's not allowed to be passive aggressive. He's gotta
He's-
bottle it in like every other man.
No,
I don't
Germ-
think I've seen any German who like bottles it in.
The thing about German humor is it's very direct. It's very like straight to the point. You rarely see
Is this
German.
why people think you're Tina from Mob's Burgers then? Cause you so direct?
Wow, I told you that in, in private.
Oops. Mask off. Oops.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah, you don't want me to be fully aggressive. The last time Germany tried to be funny, let's just say we tried to do a we tried to do a practical joke and it kind of bombed. A lot of people didn't really appreciate it. 6 million people to be exact.
Whoa!
Just let me clip it. Cancel this fucker.
Disclaimer: I am not part of this fucking thing. I am taken against my will. Please send me back to my family.
So yeah, that's why we don't make any jokes anymore. But yeah, no, I had a great time. Thank you everybody for coming over to the Café Feco comedy club night, even though it's not even dark outside yet. Don't need that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the last joke.
it's 8 a.m. for me.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe
Cry, man.
look, I appreciate all of you trying your best. It's really much appreciated that you did come through in the end. I know what kind of mental torture it must be for a bunch of VTubers to show up at an assigned time with only 1 week of notice. But you did it. You're here. You helped me out in my times of need, and I really appreciate that. And yeah, I think this was a great show, all things considered. And yeah, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Goodbye, everybody. See you. Get out.
Yay. Man. Oh, I feel so fucking awful.
I think you're still on. I think you're still